Hello my fellow readers, in this video I'm going to be talking about a business proposal, and I'm only showing the first two here, but I have now read the first 4 volumes of this and I absolutely love it. I'm pretty sure that you can read this on one of the other apps. I don't know, I can't remember which one. I don't remember if it's Webtoon or Tapas or what. I think you can read it though, but for me I'm reading the novel part because I find it easier for me, and I really enjoy it when it's in the book form. So let's just talk about what it is. So I'll read from the back, and then I'll go into how the plot's moving, what I like about it. A proposal of a lifetime. Hari Shin has officially hit rock bottom. After being worked to the bone at her office job, meeting her longtime crush's girlfriend, and helping to pay off her family's debt, she's 0 for 3 with work, love, and money. Luckily, her friend Young Seo has a business proposal for her. Go on an arranged date in her stead, and Hari will receive a hefty compensation. Things grow complicated, however, when the other party turns out to be her new CEO, and he's got a proposal of his own. So this is a mistaken identities romance, I guess, sort of. This is really, really cute. Hari has a very good friend who happens to be very, very wealthy. She's the daughter of an upper level businessman who has a lot of money and businesses. And so she has been being pressured by her father to go on all these dates. So she says to Hari, I just can't do this anymore. If you go on this date for me, you know, I'll do whatever. I think it was money. And Hari herself has reached kind of this low point. Her crush since college, like it's her best friend, her male best friend, because her other best friend is the female, but her male best friend, who she has had this unrequited love for years. And he keeps like going out with these girls. The relationships never last, and then she's his comfort and everything. She's usually okay with the relationships because she knows they won't last. But he has finally introduced her to this girl that he seems very taken with, and so she thinks the relationship's going to last this time, and she's heartbroken. And so she's at this fragile state where she needs something new to happen. She needs financial support to help her parents who took out this big loan for this business and to make sure the business stays in business. And she just needs something. And so she agrees to go on Young Seo's date. And when she gets there, yes, the person is gorgeous, but he just so happens to be the new CEO at her work, so aka her boss. And we do get to see some of his story as well. Now, he's been also kind of being forced to go on all of these blind dates in order to find someone to marry, and this is really being pushed from his grandfather, who's really the owner of all these businesses. But I think also just inherently wants to see him get settled down and be happy. So he finally has had enough, and so he says to his assistant, I don't care who comes to this blind date, I'm just going to marry this person because I'm sick of all this, I need to just move on. And of course the person ends up being Hari, who he thinks is Young Seo, and he becomes kind of like... Now, Hari does give him a different name. I think later she's like, oh yeah, that's not me, I'm trying to remember... Is it something? It's something like her name, but different, and now I can't remember what the name is, because again, I'm terrible with names. But it's like, this is my name. And then he kind of pursues her as that person. And I should say, she doesn't look the same as she does in the office, so when she's portraying the person going on the dates with him, she has this pink wig on and is all like dolled up and flashy clothing, and she thinks if she kind of goes to this date like all like flashy and whatever, that he's going to be turned off by that and move on. But instead, since he has decided he's going to marry whoever this person is, he doesn't mind all of these things. There's slightly more to it than that, because he does kind of see through this disguise, not to the full extent of it until potentially later. Well, slight spoiler, just like. So it's just funny seeing the kind of slapstick interactions between the two, because then of course when she goes to work and she runs into her boss, who she just had a date with, it's weird for her, and she doesn't know how to act, because he doesn't know, but she knows. but he doesn't know. And it's just this fun, again, kind of slapstick comedy routine between the two and what's going on. And you kind of know there's going to be more there, that they vibe well. It's a good relationship. We want to see it kind of work between the two of them. But he's also very kind of closed off and quiet about what he's thinking and feeling. And so she has a lot of distrust about what's going on. And also he's rich and everything and she's not. And I don't know, they have a very cute relationship. And then, of course, in the background is always that, like, college friend unrequited love, which even if there's nothing going on between them, there's always kind of this thought that maybe something will. Now, there's also another pair in this that we're kind of focusing on, and that is the assistant and Youngseo. So I don't remember how they met now, and I don't suppose it matters. I mean, not in the grand scheme of things. But it turns out that his assistant, and oh man, I wish I could remember all the names. Maybe there's something on here. I just noticed too. Is that... Y'all, I just noticed that... Now I'm like, what is the name of her friend? Because in volume 1, it clearly says Youngseo, and this one, it's Youngsoo. Okay, one of the two names is her friend's name. I'm not entirely sure now. Maybe they had a translation error in volume 1 and they fixed it for volume 2. And I didn't even notice this until now because I'm terrible at names and remembering names. But, oh, that's funny. Anyway, she ends up attracted to the... I should clarify. Okay, so the CEO's name is Tae-moo Kang, and so Tae-moo, CEO, he has an assistant named Sung-hoon, and hopefully they have not changed these names, because, again, maybe they changed the spelling. And when... should I just say Hari's friend, whom I'm not sure what the proper name is now, when she sees him, he is just her perfect type, and so she starts to pursue him. So then the other couple is Sung-hoon, the assistant, and Youngsoo or Youngseo, one of the two. I'm not sure what her name is. So there's also the secondary romance thing between them, and it's cute. They're very cute, and also there's like tensions there about like, do they really like each other, and them trying to meet and date, and also the fact that he is an assistant, whereas she comes from big money and big business. And so it's like kind of there's tensions there. Like, will her father approve of them dating? Are they good enough? I think with CEO Tae-moo, I think that there's more chance of his and Hari's relationship working, even though the grandfather a lot of times seems very like, she has to be the right girl, blah, blah, blah. I think for him, it's more he wants him to find love and have a good match that way. And also for her to be, like, knowledgeable and intelligent, to be able to have conversations. I think he is more concerned about them finding a love match, even though he has set his grandson up on, like, a ton of blind dates. I think, in general, he does want him to just be happy and have a good marriage. So I think there's more potential there, whereas I don't know enough about Hari's friend's father. Like, how is he? Was he more business? I think overall, like, the couples both obviously have potential to just work out because it's a romance. In the grand scheme of things, it's a romance story, and romances have happy endings. So I think the couples will find a way to work through things, but I also don't know how long this is going to go. Like, are they going to bring in a lot, like, other hijinks? Are they going to bring into other love interests and keep throwing foils at the couples? Or is it going to be kind of a quick settlement? I mean, there's definitely going to be 5 volumes at the very least, so it's not like it's a short series even now, but I don't know where it's going to go. I'm hoping it's all good, but I'm not completely sure. I like it though. I love the artwork. Oh my gosh, the artwork for this is gorgeous. I mean, you can tell just by the covers, but the artwork is gorgeous. I love the character design. I love the characters in general. Like, I think they all read fairly well, like with fully developed personalities. I think there's a little bit less that we get, but just like slightly less because there's not as much screen time, I guess you would call it, for our second couple. More him than her. Like, I don't feel like Sung-hoon, was that it? Sung-hoon gets as much like character development time. I think that she does, but I don't think that he gets as much, so I'd like to see more there. But in general, like, I don't know, I think the characters in general are pretty well developed, and I like seeing them continue growing and getting to know one another, and I don't know, I want to see happy endings, and I enjoy it, and I hope it doesn't go on for too long, because I hate it when couples get established, and then they just start throwing, like, foils at them or whatever in order to keep it going, when it's like, you know, none of that's actually going to work. They're likely not going to split up. There are times when that does happen. Daytime Shooting Star. But in general, like, it very rarely happens that, like, something's going to come and change. And I would say even in, like, Daytime Shooting Star, that was a character who was already there. Like, they were there from the beginning, so it wasn't like a new foil that was thrown in last minute, even though I would say I still have, like, development issues with that plot, because it's like, I'll save that for a review of Daytime Shooting Star that I'll do one day. But in general, this one, really enjoyable. I love it. It's the warm feels from, like, a romance that's just really good, and I love this art so much. It's just fun. It makes me giggle when I read it, because they're just so cute, and I don't know. I like their hijinks. It makes me laugh. That is it for this video. Until next time. Bye.